former great NFL running back Ricky Williams. Ricky, how you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
It's good to see you.
Pleasure to meet you.
It's good to meet you too.
May not be a surprise. He is here with Revenant, which is a cannabis company. Jim McMahon and Kyle Turley are associated with it. They say McMahon and Turley are running for president?
Yeah. The idea was to really support athletes becoming more politically active. And especially athletes that enjoy cannabis. There's a lot of legislation around the whole country right now related to cannabis, and so we wanted to get ahead of it.
I see. Okay, so how do you feel about the progress has been when it comes to cannabis? I mean, it feels like there's been tremendous.
Well, it's been great. I mean, it's been great compared to when I was playing. You don't see a lot of NFL players getting in trouble and getting busted for it. Revenant and my brand Heisman, we're working together to get the word out about cannabis and really using this platform to have the conversations we want to have. And it's great because, Heisman, we are in Massachusetts. So,
is that right?
Yeah, so people listening can go find our product.
Excellent.
What is the strain? Sativa? Is it a...
We got all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so that's just the name of it. That's the umbrella.
Yeah. Heisman is the is the brand. Yeah, we call the Sativas pregame, we call the hybrids halftime, and we call the Indicas postgame.
So again, you were a user and you got in trouble for it. It was demonized at the time that you were playing in the league. Now it's widely accepted. Is there a part of you that feels like, man, I missed it, like I came too early, or do you just like that it's now widely accepted?
I feel ahead of your time.
Exactly. I feel proud. When I was growing up, it wasn't exactly the same, but it's a different time. When I was growing up, one of my idols was Jim Brown, and I never saw him play. I was impressed by his advocacy and what he did with his platform. I didn't think mine would be cannabis, but this is the way it's come, and since it has, I've realized that me taking a stand and doing what I've done has really inspired and helped a whole lot of people.
Do you think that cannabis has a place in the NFL for pain relief, in lieu of some of the opiates that are obviously much worse for you?
Yeah.
And yet, there's probably a problem in the NFL and as there is in society with those medications. Do you think that cannabis should be taking the place of that?
Well, I wouldn't say taking the place, but I think it should be an option. The two things when we're coming back from an away game and say we go up and we lose to the Patriots, okay? And we're flying back down to Miami, and the trainer is walking through the center aisle with his Vicodin and Ambien given to the players, and the players snuck on their alcohol. And when the research has shown both of those things used over and over and over again are not good for someone. And so I think at least having a different alternative available to the players is what they deserve.
Are you making progress in that? Do you think that's in the future?
Of course. I mean, I'm making progress, but for me, it's just getting out there and telling my story. And the more people that just tell the truth about their cannabis use, people start to open their minds to it a little bit. And I will say I am proud of the NFL, the players, because the way that they approached this last CBA was they said we're taking cannabis off as a substance of abuse, and this is a wellness issue. And I think once the players stop being afraid to ask for what they want, I think that's when the NFL really is going to listen and change.
It's Ricky Williams joining us here from Radio Row.
So what do you think that it is? What do you think the blocks still are? People just have old ideas.
It's just the past, yeah. When you've punished so many people for so long, it's difficult one day just to say, my bad, we're going to change. So, but the NFL is taking steps. They invested $1 million into research. They're more lenient when people do fail drug tests, and so they're taking their time. But there's definitely progress.
Do you look back on your playing career, Ricky? And when you do, what do you look back on? Like what do you think you're remembered for? What do you want to be remembered for? I mean, I'll just say from the outside,
right.
I think the trade that you were involved in is something like we'll never see again.
Yeah.
A whole draft board for a running back or any position, but especially a running back.
Yeah,
I just think that is the last of its kind.
Yeah. There's two. There's the fans, and the fans are going to think whatever they think. But what's most important for me are the people that I played with and what they say about me. And at least from what I hear, they're rave reviews because I was a competitor. I tried to outwork everyone. I never talked back. I always did everything I could to be a team guy. And I think as long as the guys that I played with can appreciate that and tell stories about it, then I'm happy.
Do you feel like the position's been devalued by the league, though, in recent years?
Well, we can say the league, or we can just say the game.
Yeah,
we can say the game, and it's a business and it's a market. It's like if I pay a whole bunch of money for a new car and the car regardless of how wonderful it is, if it breaks down and it's always in the shop, I'm going to be pissed about about the money I spent on the car. And there's two things. One, there's the running back position. and 2, there's superstars. And I think when the superstar running backs don't get taken care of, that's an issue. But I understand, because it's a business and it's a market, that you can get a decent running back and not break the bank.
Well, that's also because I think back in your day, running backs got paid, and certainly the generation before you, they were the stars of this. Teams were built around running backs, and so now it's totally different. Either way, Ricky, is there anything else you want to tell us about Revenant or your brand or your?
It's great to just hang out and talk a little football.
Yeah.